In this video, we shall learn how to write a C program to find the factorial of a number. The factorial of a number is a product of all the integers from 1 to that number. N factorial equal to 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 etc. up to n. Our problem is to find the factorial of a number. Let us first take a specific example. Factorial of 5 is 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 into 5. To get the factorial, we will be multiplying two numbers at a time. 1 into 2 is equal to 2. Multiply the result with the next number. That is 2 into 3 is equal to 6. Then 6 into 4 is equal to 24. And finally 24 into 5 is equal to 120. That means the factorial of 5 is 120. The same logic we apply when we do the programming. Multiply 1 and 2 and the result is then stored in a variable called fact. That is fact equal to 1 into 2. The content of fact is multiplied by 3 and the result is then stored back in the same variable fact. That is fact equal to fact into 3. Multiply fact with 4 and store the result in fact. That is fact equal to fact into 4. Multiply fact with 5 and store the result in fact. That is fact equal to fact into 5. Now the factorial of 5 is stored in variable fact. Except for the first equation, all other equations have the same pattern. On left hand side is fact and on right hand side is fact into some number. We will bring the first equation also under the same pattern by splitting it into two. Fact equal to fact into 2 and fact equal to fact into 1. Let us convert the steps into flowchart. Start, initialize variable fact. In the second equation, the value of fact on RHS should be 1. That means in the first equation, LHS should be 1. That is, the initial value of fact should be 1. 1 into 1 equal to 1. So, fact equal to 1. In order to store 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, we take another variable. I am giving the name count to the variable. The first equation has value 1. So count is initialized to 1. That is count equal 1. Fact equal to fact into count. We have done the first equation. Next we will increment the value of count by 1. Count equal to count plus 1. We perform the same operation fact equal to fact into count. That is fact equal to fact into 2. Next count equal to count plus 1. That is count now becomes 3. Again fact equal to fact into count. That is fact equal to fact into 3. Next count equal to count plus 1. That is count now becomes 4. Again fact equal to fact into count. That is fact equal to fact into 4. Next count equal to count plus 1. That is count now becomes 5. Again fact equal to fact into count. That is fact equal to fact into 5. Next count equal to count plus 1. That is the count now becomes 6. But we don't want to compute the equation with 6. We need to compute the equation only up to 5. That means we need a termination condition for the loop. The termination condition is count less than or equal to 5. Only if the condition is true, continue the loop. Once the condition becomes false, that means once the value of count becomes greater than 5, stop the loop and go out. The factorial of 5 is stored in the variable fact. So the next step is print the value of fact and then stop. Let us now draw the flowchart to find the factorial of n. Here the loop should continue up to n. That means the termination condition is count less than or equal to n. But we do not know what is the value of n. So first read the value of n. Here is the flowchart to find the factorial of a number n. Now let us translate the flowchart to C program. Include stdio.h as it is required for reading and printing operations. Start with main function. Put open curly brace. Declare variables n, fact and count. Type int n, fact, count. First step is read n. Type prompt message printf, enter the number. Scanf %t ampersand n. Initialize variable fact, fact equal to 1. Initialize variable count, count equal to 1. Next is a condition. This is part of the loop. We can use for loop here. Count is the loop control variable. So we can write the count initialization inside the for loop. Type for count equal to 1, count less than or equal to n, count plus plus. Start the loop body with open curly brace. Go to S part. In the S part, first step is fact equal to fact into count. Type fact equal to fact into count. Next, increment the count by 1. Count plus plus has already been coded as part of the for statement. This is the end of the loop, so close the loop body with closing curly brace. Now go to no part. No part is printing the value of fact. Type printf factorial is percentage %t, fact. Next is stop. Close the main function with closing curly brace. Here is a program to find the factorial of the number. Now let us execute this on the system. I have typed the program in Notepad and saved as factorial.c. Open terminal, compile using the command gcc factorial.c. Run the program, given input as 4. We got the correct output. That means our program has been executed correctly.